Okay, hi. Welcome back to Never Trust an Atom. This is potentially going to be the fastest turnaround on a YouTube video I have ever done, because I'm filming this tonight and it is Monday the 22nd of February and we are going back to school in 2 weeks on the 8th of March. Potentially. Who knows? So the government announcement has just come through and basically we've got 2 weeks left of online school. I probably should have done this video a bit earlier, but well, I had online school to actually wrap my head around. But I've just got back from half term and my cat is joining us. Hello. So I've just got back from half term, I've done some work experience and I'm ready for the new term and to attempt to impart some knowledge on how to make the most of online learning. You're just gonna stay here? Okay. We're gonna have a visitor. So, tip number 1 is to make sure you have a workspace that you love and is tidy and is inspiring. So, I'm probably not one to talk when it comes to having a tidy workspace. I'm known for being very untidy, but I have been making an effort recently to try and at the start of each day to make sure at least my desk is clear so that I can have a clear workspace and a clear headspace. I'm lucky that my desk faces a window, which means I get a lot of natural light, and also I just get to look outside, look at the trees, the birds and the squirrels running between the trees and on the telephone wire, and I just find it's a really lovely view to look up from my lesson and see nature, and it's just really calming and inspiring. It can be a little bit distracting at times and sometimes I look very overexposed on my Zoom calls from all the light, but it's really nice to just have the natural light, and yeah, I wouldn't change it for the world. I also have all the things that inspire me up on my wall, so I have lots of space themed posters and postcards and photos of the people that inspire me, so the cool people that I've met and my family and my friends. I also have my maths notes and my Isaac Physics progress sheet up on my wall for those academic vibes. Make sure that you have everything that you need at your workspace. Snacks, pens, paper, a hole punch if you have to print out so many sheets like I do, and as many screens as you need or have available to you. On the topic of screens, that brings me to my second top tip. It can be hard to not get distracted. At school you can't have your phone out, it's a rule, but at home there's no teacher to tell you off. And you often need your phone to take part in lessons and communicate with your classmates. I sometimes find that I go on my phone to do something for school and accidentally end up on Instagram. It's an easy mistake to make, so let's find some ways to keep ourselves accountable. One way is to make your social media apps go off your home screen, put them onto a page that you don't go onto, or you can even lock them on some phones for certain amounts of time. Alternatively, and your teachers will love you for this, is to turn your cameras on your online lessons. This will make you less likely to go on your phone as you don't want to get caught. To reduce distractions on my laptop, which is what I do all my online classes on, I tend to have a whole new Chrome window for my school stuff, so I don't have to go on any other windows to access anything, which means I'm less likely to get distracted by whatever project I was working on beforehand. One good idea that someone put on my Instagram was to turn your phone upside down and put it on silent, so it's less of a distraction. I totally agree with this. For me, I usually either do that, or if I'm finding it really hard not to go on my phone, I will put it on the other side of the room or behind me or behind my laptop, somewhere I can't see it to be distracted by. If even that doesn't work for you, you could turn your phone off completely or leave it in another room. My third tip is to find some time to exercise. This is really important to me and was suggested by a lot of you guys as well. One of my mates even said to start your day by doing 10 push-ups. And I think this is a really good idea, especially if you don't feel like doing a whole workout in the morning. Personally, I always try to do a short workout before I have my breakfast, and usually I do half of an abs workout and half an arms workout because I don't like doing the same round multiple times, so I just do different exercises, and that kind of gets my brain in gear and wakes me up ready to start the day. It usually only takes 20 minutes and I feel like I've accomplished something before I've even left my room sometimes. I definitely let this slip at the end of last term, but I've restarted it up again now and I feel so much better for it. Exercise also helps to reduce stress, and we're under a lot of that at the minute. Tip number 4 is stick to your timetable. Most of my lessons are live, which means I have to stick to the schedule. But if you have work that's set or you have frees, try and make sure to make good use of them, as you'll thank yourself later. Tip number 5, try to get out of the house once a day. I definitely don't do this, and I should probably be following your advice. Here in the UK, you are allowed to go for a walk or for a run as long as you stay socially distanced from people around you. So make use of this. It sucks to be indoors all the time. We all know that. So if you get outside, get in nature, and you will feel so much better for it, I promise. I'm definitely guilty of staying inside accidentally for the whole week until the weekend. So making a routine to pop out for a walk at the end of the school day will probably do me some good. Tip number 6, I think? Let me check. Yeah, tip number 6. Have a routine. For me, I have to follow my school timetable, but if you have lots of frees or you're at university or you're working, then it's definitely good to make a routine or a timetable for yourself if that's what works for you. And it definitely works for me. Last lockdown, I made a timetable for myself for no reason other than the fact it just made me feel so much better and more organised. It does make life easier, but it can get quite monotonous. I found that at the end of last term, I just did not want to stick to my timetable. I stopped making to-do lists. I was like, I just got to get through this week and then I have half term. So try and change up your days a little bit. Having a routine definitely makes life easier, but if you stick to it for too long, it can make life feel quite monotonous. I definitely felt this at the end of last term. I was like, I don't want to make any more to-do lists, don't want to stick to my timetable, I just want to get through this week and have half term. So to make lockdown life more interesting, try and schedule in some special events, or if you have different hobbies, maybe do a different one each evening. So even if you can't switch up your daily timetable because you're stuck with it by school or your employer, try and switch up your evenings a little bit to make life more exciting. Tip number 7, linked to having a routine, is making a good to-do list. I make mine in Notion and this is how I do it. So I have a template that I have my daily activities that I want to do on it, and then I add my lessons in and any tasks I need to do or things I want to do in the evening at the start of the day. As I go through the day, I add in my homework. I try to do all my homework on the day, but this doesn't always happen. For example, today I'm making this YouTube video. I also make sure that my to-do list has as many things to tick off as possible because it's so satisfying. This is all in Notion. I've been meaning to make my Notion all nice and useful for ages, but right now it's more of a glorified to-do list, but it works for me. I didn't quite get everything done today, so I'll just move the incomplete tasks over to tomorrow and hope that I'll find some time to finish it. Tip number 8, separate your workspace from where you relax. Basically, don't work from your bed and try to have a change of scenery. As one of you put very well in my Instagram story box, this is basically Pavlov's conditioning of your brain to associate schoolwork with your workspace and relaxing with your bed or downstairs or whatever. I literally sit in the same place all day, so I might try follow your advice and do my homework somewhere else. I feel like I spend all my day at my desk, so it's definitely nice when I go downstairs and have dinner and just relax, watch some telly for a little bit. And so it's really good to have one place where you work and one place where you relax. I know that's not possible for everyone if you don't have lots of space, so I'm definitely privileged to have the space to do that. Number 9, make sure to take breaks. I try to make sure I get up from my seat at break and lunch to go downstairs and have some food, but it can be really hard when you're focused on something. If you're like me, then maybe try to set a timer to remind you to take some breaks, or at the end of your lessons make it a routine to get up, stretch your legs and make a cup of tea. And finally, tip number 10 is stay in touch with your friends. This is quite a difficult one for me as I don't have any friends. Joking, I have lots of lovely friends. Hi guys, sorry I just said you didn't exist. Seriously though, it can be tough to remember to have an actual conversation and not just tag each other in TikToks, but I promise you'll feel so much better for it afterwards. One way you can do this is to schedule in a virtual movie night. I did this over half term and it was so much fun to either use Netflix Party or just try and painstakingly press play at the same time and watch a movie in sync. I love doing this, and you can just react via text as you would normally if you were sat in the same room. The wonders of technology. Other good ways of keeping in touch are setting up a FaceTime call to do your homework together, or maybe try a FaceTime workout. So those are my top 10 tips for working from home. I hope you found those useful. Please let me know your tips down in the comments if I haven't mentioned them here. Thank you so much to the people who added their advice to the comment box on my Instagram stories. I will definitely try and follow your suggestions for the next 2 weeks. Good luck everyone, this is the last push before we go back to school. Make the most of it, because I'm telling you we're gonna miss those extra hour of lying when we go back. That's it from me. Make sure to like and subscribe and stay curious. Cereal? What was I going for? If you like. How about just falling down? No. Sleep. So distracting. As well as my wall. So I have lots of space themed posters and posters
I've met, as well as so the cool people that I've met, my family and my